What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I wanna share with you how I avoided, thanks to God, obviously, two losses this week. And I'm gonna start off with USD JPY. Sorry, this is the trade this was my primary trade that I had for the week. That was my top one, and let me show you why. Because I have the weekly bearish. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. I have the daily bearish. This is the lower low and this is the lower high. And I have the 4 hour also. I had the 4 hour, sorry, bearish. This was the higher high. This was the higher low. We had shifted the structure, being this the lower low and then this the lower high. So I had the trend in my favor, which is the first confluences I look for to have. That's the most important thing, where the market is headed towards, the trend. And the second one is my area of interest or slash support and resistance. This was my area of interest at this point. At that point, this hadn't happened yet. So every time we are above, we have a push to the upside. When we are above, we have a push to the upside. When we are below, we have a push to the downside, and when we are below, we have a push to the downside. So I have the trend, I have the area of interest. Then I'll be looking for the entry signal. The entry signal is when price is rejecting the area of interest, as it did right here. As you can see, I have this bullish pin bar, this doji, and then this evening star formation. This is beautiful. This is Picasso. This is amazing to have. And I already have three, I'll be like 90% checked off my checklist. So my checklist is based off trend, area of interest, entry signal, and pattern, which is the head and shoulder. So as I already said, I had the trend, area of interest, entry signal. I'm just missing the pattern. And the pattern consists of a head and shoulders. So I'll, I was just waiting for the right shoulder to be created because I had the left, I had the head, and then I was waiting for the right shoulders to break the neckline. Since it didn't, I avoided this loss. So gladly, I also say that this is God, because without God this would not be possible. Obviously, if I have a brain, it's because somebody has given it to me, and that is God. So um, this is how I avoided this loss right here, and it would have sucked obviously, because and not just because of the stop loss. It would have been a really, really, really bad loss. Not just because of the stop loss. Just because it's because I know I need the pattern before taking the trade. I don't care how many confluences I have. If the trend, area of interest, and you signal, whatever, I need the pattern. I need the head and shoulders before taking the trade. And until I don't have the right shoulders, until the right shoulder has not break the neckline, the head and shoulders is not confirmed yet. So that is how I avoided this loss. The next loss I avoided was GBP CAD, and GBP CAD, the weekly time frame was bullish, is bullish. This is the high high, this is the high low. The daily time frame is bearish. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. And the 4 hour was also bearish at that point because this was the lower low. This was the lower high. So I had two time frames in sync. which is all I need in order to be interested in a trade. I have my area of interest, as you can see. Once we are above, as soon as we are above, we have a push to the upside. When we are below, we have a push to the downside. When we are below, we have a push to the downside, and when we are above, we have a push to the upside. An area of interest is an area that has had multiple touches in the past, and it can potentially have a touch in the future. It can have a reaction. So, um, once I had that, I was I, I I was not even interested, to be honest, in this trade to take it because I had this was the only one this was not the only one, but I mean this was like the one that had the most priority for me. So as soon as I saw this doji at this daily area of interest, I said, damn, this looks good. Because a doji means indecision, a doji means rejection from the area of interest. So I also have a round psychological level, which is 1.85 thousand. So this looks good. This is what a smart money concepts trader, which I was one of them in the past, not anymore. This is what they call order block, and some other people call it supply and demand zone. But for me, this is around psychological level, support and resistance level, or area of interest. So I was also waiting for the head and shoulders here because I already had the trend, the area of interest, and the entry signal, which was the doji, the rejection from the area of interest. But I was waiting for the head and shoulders. On the 2 hour, I had the left, head, and I was waiting for the right shoulder. And the right shoulder is not confirmed until it breaks the neckline. The neckline is this point, and it is not this. But so since it has to break under this structure point to then shift the structure because at that point this structure was bullish and it is right now. But I'm talking about the at this moment. This is the higher high and this is the higher low. So I was waiting for the structure to shift. And since it did it, price went straight up. And gladly, I did not take the trade because obviously it did not meet my trading plan. And if I would have taken this trade, I would have eaten up this whole stop loss. As you can see, it would have sucked. It would have been really bad because I know I have to wait for the head and shoulder. So that is how I avoided two losses this week. And the next trade that I'm gonna be interested in taking is USD CAD. USD CAD is heavily going to downside. Weekly time frame bearish, lower low, lower high. Daily time frame bearish, this is the lower low and this is the lower high. 4 hour bearish, this is the higher high and this is the higher low. I have three time frames in sync. In the three time frames, three of the trending time frames, obviously the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. So next, I have the area of interest. Price has rejected multiple times, and when this candlestick closes, if this daily candlestick, sorry, closes like this in 1 hour, basically, it would have give me it will give me sorry English is not my first language. I did not learn English until the other day, let's say like 3 years ago. A little bit, a lot of days have have has come by, but I don't know why. It's only when I'm on camera that I kind of freeze a little bit. It's not because I'm afraid of something. What the fuck? Nah. But what I'm saying is that if this candlestick closes like this, it will give me a evening star formation. Sorry, and this is the perfect entry signal, guys. So on the 4 hour, I'm just waiting for this head and shoulders because I cannot enter without the head and shoulders. So in order for me to have this head and shoulders, which is the left head, and then this right shoulder has to break the neckline, but also has to break below this area of interest right here because price broke above it, and now we are above. And every time we are above, you can use it as support and head to the upside. So if I want to sell, I have to be below it. If I want to sell, I have to be below the area of interest. So that's what I'm waiting, guys. Probably I'm gonna be taking this trade either tomorrow morning, London session at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, or tomorrow New York session. But let's see what God has for us tomorrow. So, guys, that was it. I hope you guys like this video. See you guys in the next one.